Hey guys, KingBar06 here, and you're back with another video. I know that it's been a while since I've done a commentary, but I decided to switch to a more speed paint like style, where it's just focused on the artwork itself with music in the background, to make sure the video isn't like dead silent. And the reason I did that is so I can simply make the speed paint videos more quickly. But forget all of that, because the reason I'm making this video, as you guys probably know, is because today is Luffy's birthday, or today in relation to when you guys are seeing this video. I'm recording this on May 2nd, so I'm recording this before One Piece episode 1128. By the time you guys see this video, I would have already seen the episode and written my full reaction and posted my reaction on both Discord and X, because I do that every week. I also posted it on my anime list, or Mal for short. So if you guys want to see my reactions to every One Piece episode, be sure to either check out my X, Mal, or my Discord server, because I post every single week. If you guys want to see my reactions to any other anime, you'll have to go to X or Mal, because I don't post on the Discord. So I think I started celebrating Luffy's birthday with a yearly drawing since either 2022 or 2023. I remember the first one I made was a Wano Luffy that featured the Luffy in his regular outfit with like the black jacket that he showcased in episode 1017 when he went up to the top of Onigashima to kick Kaido and Big Mom's asses. The Samurai Luffy, so Luffy with the Samurai armor, which sadly we didn't get to see him wear it during the raid. And then the standard Wano attire that Hitetsu gave, or Oden's father, Kozuki Sukiyaki, if I remember correctly. For those of you who aren't caught up, might be some spoilers. Hitetsu, if I remember that was his alias, is actually Oden's father. He hid himself away because he didn't want to be involved with the governing of Wano. Most of the Akusai I knew, except for Kinemon, who had no idea, but he pretended to have already known about that. So let's talk about Monkey D. Luffy, aka Straw Hat Luffy, aka the Fifth Emperor, aka the next king of the pirates, the greatest and most badass fictional concept to ever become a conceivable human thought. I know I have said that before, but I cannot emphasize just how amazing Luffy is, and everything that's gone on in Egghead right now. Like, he is such a badass that he defied the programming logic of the Seraphim, and he got S-Snake to undo her petrification on Frankie, Lilith, and Usopp. Considering that Stella, which is just the main body of it, the main Vegapunk, considering he did not program S-Snake to do that, Luffy defied Vegapunk's engineering skills, which, I mean, duh, he did that because he's Luffy. Like, there's nothing that can stop him. And obviously, you guys know that Bo Hancock is in love with Luffy, so it makes sense that S-Snake would feel the same way. And that goes to show that the Seraphim maintain the personalities of the warlords they were built off of. If you guys don't know, the Seraphim are all built from using data from the previous warlords, and they are all Lunarians. They have the black wings, the flame, the white hair, and the dark skin. And since they are a new type of Patsy, so they can also shoot blasts. Some of them have devil fruit powers. Actually, I think all the Seraphim have devil fruit powers of some sort, because Vegapunk is able to copy the Paramethean powers. So S-Snake has Hancock's I believe it's called Love fruit. S sword. Is it? Yeah, I believe it's called S sword. Has the dice fruit, which comes from Daz Bones, someone that Zoro defeated back in Alabasta. S Bear has Kuma's powers, the Puma fruit. I forget the name of the fruit that Kuma ate, and so on. But yeah, if you guys can't tell, this is completely unscripted. This is my first commentary since, I don't even remember the last video I made with commentary, but it's been, I think, almost a year at this point. I don't remember when I stopped doing commentaries, but if you guys want to see them, just let me know. I don't really know what else I can say about Luffy that I haven't already said. I think I told you guys my favorite moment of One Piece, episode 273. Kokoro gives her speech about Luffy and the badassery of the Straw Hats. I don't remember the exact words, so I'm not going to try to quote it. But recently I did watch some Luffy moments that I particularly like. Episode 870, when Luffy debuts 4th Gear Snake Man, which is the second best transformation in all fiction. The first one obviously being 5th Gear or Gear 5, depending on if you're a sub or dub person. And then episode 400, when Luffy gives his speech to Usopp. I'm trying to think. I might be able to quote that one. Luffy says, "I don't want to know where that One Piece is in. I don't even want to know if it exists. Every single one of us put our life on the line and set up to sea without knowing anything. I'd rather give up being a pirate than know. I won't go on a boring adventure. We need to sail and find out for ourselves." And then Rayleigh asks him if he can truly conquer the sea. And Luffy says, "What? I don't want to rule anything. Being king of pirates is about being more free than anyone." And that is just so profound. Like, you can't comprehend just how amazing he is. Like, and that's why I've been making Luffy birthday drawings since either I started my first official one in 2022 or I did in 2023. So this is the 3rd or 4th consecutive year that I've made a drawing specifically for Luffy's birthday. I think in 2022 though, whenever I made the drawing that I referenced before, that one didn't actually come out on May 5th because at the time I didn't finish it. I think it came out a couple days after. So I think 2023 was the first time like I made a drawing and released it on his birthday. I also did one last year. I think the one you guys are seeing now is leagues better than what I did last year. And in this one, this is my second drawing featuring Afro Luffy. If you guys remember back during the Long Ring, Long Land Island arc, I believe that's the name of the island, Luffy fought Foxy on his ship. However, Luffy temporarily took off his straw hat and he actually put on an afro and he became a completely different man. Just absolutely amazing stuff. So let's talk about the different versions of Luffy I chose to draw here. So obviously we got current again Luffy. We got 5th Gear with the goggles. The reason I chose with the goggles is because the goggles are so cool. It's just absolutely amazing. I don't know what Toei was doing, but it's just it makes him look so much. He just adds to his badassery with those goggles on. Just it's so amazing. Like I didn't think 5th Gear could get, but 5th Gear with the goggles. Oh my, let's go. We got Afro Luffy who I briefly mentioned. Actually, while recording this, I realized that I had to adjust the drawing because I forgot to do the tattoo in the chest. So, yeah. Luckily, I was able to just fix that simple mistake. We got Snake Man, Egghead Snake Man specifically, because he uses Snake Man in both Whole Cake Island and Wano. When he does it in Wano, it's for one brief attack, Gum Gum Jet Colburn. He uses it for a longer period of time in episode 1126, which is what I referenced here. If you guys remember, back in the day, all my references used to be on the canvas, and for most of my journey, the reference window wasn't a thing in IBIS Paint. Even after it became a thing, I was like, I don't really think I want to use this. But the thing with the reference window in comparison to just putting them in the canvas is, if it will stay in the reference window, and I can use whatever I put in the reference window for whatever projects I do, versus putting them on the canvas. I'd have to import the reference every time. And also, since it's on the canvas, it could get in the way of me making this drawing. So the reference window, definitely recommend for anyone using IBIS Paint or any art program that has a reference. So I definitely suggest using it. If not, use some third-party thing. I've heard a lot of good things about Milanote because there's so many art YouTubers that are sponsored by Milanote. I haven't used it myself. I do want to mention Lakers Luffy. If you guys remember the Lakers collab, if any of you guys have seen it, Luffy's officially a Laker. So Luffy and LeBron are teammates. I never thought the day would come where Luffy and LeBron are on the same team, but I am so glad I've been alive to see such greatness, because LeBron James is the greatest athlete to have ever been born, and he's the greatest human being to have ever graced the planet, and Luffy is the greatest fictional concept to ever become conceivable human thought. So just those two together, that's just absolutely amazing. Oh my god. Since I haven't talked about it, I just love how free Luffy is in 5th gear, and how he just casually kicked Kaido's ass after unlocking it. And then we get the reveal that his Devil Fruit is actually a Zoan type of Devil Fruit versus a Paramecia type, as we've assumed. So it's just, man, I am so glad I'm alive to watch One Piece. And I'll make sure that my future children watch One Piece, especially Luffy. It's just absolutely amazing stuff from the 5th Emperor. Man. And the fact that he became the 5th Emperor, that's just another layer of badassery. It's my favorite nickname of his. Which is why whenever I go into comment sections, I generally refer to him as the 5th Emperor. This is my favorite nickname of his. I'm sure he'll get a cooler one, and even like better one later down the line, because I mean, he's just absolutely amazing. The way he was just so free against Kaido, and he knocked him down the peg. And I don't know what Law and Kid were doing, because Luffy said he was gonna kick Big Mom's ass, but they, for whatever reason, they thought that they needed to do it when Luffy said he was gonna do it himself. Like, stay out of the way. Let Luffy handle it. Oh my. Yeah. Just obviously look forward to the next one, 2026. I'm gonna do my best to do this every year for pretty much the rest of my life. Even if One Piece finishes before my life ends, I will still do one every single year, or at least try my best to. Yeah. I try my best to emulate the current One Piece style, so the Egghead style versus the Wano style that I've done in previous years, obviously because in previous years Egghead wasn't happening, obviously. So since we had plenty of Egghead now, we're into Egghead Part 2. I just wanted to do my best to represent it. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on for too long, but there's just so much to talk about with Luffy. So I'll leave it at this. Happy birthday, Luffy.